From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Reboux. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump have faced each other on the debate stage for the first and possibly the last time. The Democratic vice president opened last night's ABC News-hosted debate in Philadelphia with a power move, marching across the stage to Trump's lectern to introduce herself and shake his hand. Harris baited Trump with jabs at his economic policy, his refusal to concede his 2020 election loss, and even his performance at his campaign rallies. ABC's Richard Cantu has some details.
Crowd size, one of the issues Tuesday night during the only scheduled debate between Vice President Harris and former President Trump. The vice president claiming supporters leave Trump's rallies early because of what she called exhaustion.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back.
Trump claimed a Harris-Walz administration would aim to take citizens' guns away.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
ABC News contributor Chris Christie, a former New Jersey governor and no fan of Trump, rated his performance as poor.
Donald Trump spent more time talking about people eating pets, people at his rallies, and whether he had more or less than he did about the economy. And that is a huge fail.
One significant moment played out shortly after the two American presidential candidates had left the stage last night. It's when music megastar Taylor Swift posted on her Instagram account that she'll be voting for Kamala Harris. Swift's endorsement included a picture of herself holding her cat and signed the message, "Childless Cat Lady." Key foreign dignitaries have arrived this morning in Ukraine's capital. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and British Foreign Secretary David Lammy have arrived in Kyiv on a joint visit as Ukraine presses the West to allow it to use long-range missiles against Russia. Liberal MPs will have one last chance today to suggest ways their leader can improve the party's political prospects before they return to Ottawa for Monday's resumption of Parliament. The three-day caucus retreat in Nanaimo, BC winds down. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is expected to address the media today to explain some of the behind-closed-doors discussions. The Weather Network predicts it'll be a slow transition into fall for most Canadians as warm temperatures are expected to last over the next few weeks. Chief Meteorologist Chris Scott says while there will be likely some cold fronts, most Canadians can overall expect a pleasant fall forecast.
If you're afraid of a big plunge, don't worry. We're not going to have a big plunge off a cliff and getting too cold anytime soon. It looks like the early and middle parts of fall are going to be pretty nice for most of the country, highlighted by above normal temperatures for most regions for September and October.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays will be aiming to win a series today when they face the visiting New York Mets in their three-game finale at Rogers Centre. Right-hander Bowden Francis will be on the mound for the Jays, who knocked off the Mets 6-2 last night. Philadelphia Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber set the Major League Baseball single-season record last night with his 14th leadoff home run against the Tampa Bay Rays. Canada and Mexico played to a scoreless draw last night in a men's soccer game that was a friendly in name only. Ranked 17th in the world, Mexico played a physical game, attacking the 40th ranked Canadians at will in Arlington, Texas. And former NFL star running back Adrian Peterson has been ordered by a Texas judge to turn over personal assets to help pay a debt that has ballooned to more than $12 million U.S. A court-appointed receiver has been seeking to collect money from Peterson as part of a judgment against the four-time All-Pro running back. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Reboux.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.